In the summer of 1972, the sleepy town of Louisiana, Missouri, nestled in the heart of the Ozarks, was rocked by a series of terrifying encounters with a creature that would soon become known as Momo, the Missouri Monster. What started as a simple, peaceful afternoon turned into a nightmare for those who dared to venture into the woods. It was a blistering hot day on July 11th, 1972, when Terry and Wally Harrison, two young brothers with a taste for adventure, decided to explore the woods near their home. The cicadas droned loudly, and as the thick canopy of trees offered little relief from the oppressive heat. As they wandered deeper into the forest, the boys noticed a strange, rotting odor hanging in the air, like something dead and decaying. Ignoring the smell, they continued their exploration until they heard a rustling in the bushes ahead. Their playful chatter ceased, replaced by an uneasy silence. Terry and Wally stared into the thick underbrush, their hearts pounding in unison. Then it emerged. A hulking figure, towering over 7 feet tall, covered in dark matted fur. The creature's face was obscured, but its large round head and glowing orange eyes sent a jolt of fear through the boys' spines. Wally gasped, pointing in horror at the object clutched in the creature's massive hands. The lifeless body of a dog, its fur matted with blood. The stench grew stronger, overwhelming their senses as the creature took a slow, deliberate step towards them. Terry and Wally turned and ran, their breathless screams echoing through the forest as they fled back to the safety of their home. Word of the boys' encounter spread like wildfire through the small town. The Harrison family, already unnerved by the boys' harrowing tale, found themselves gripped by an escalating terror. Just 3 days later, on July 14th, Doris Harrison, the boys' older sister, was home alone and she felt the inexplicable chill crawl up her spine. The afternoon sun cast long shadows across the living room, and the house was quiet. Too quiet. As Doris moved to close the curtains, she caught a glimpse of something through the window. Her blood ran cold as she realized that a figure was just standing on the outside, peering in at her. The creature's face was grotesque, with a bulbous, pumpkin-shaped head and those same glowing orange eyes that her brothers had described. Its breath fogged the glass as it stared at her with an unsettling intensity. Paralyzed with fear, Doris backed away from the window, her heart hammering in her chest. She grabbed the phone, her trembling fingers barely able to dial the number for help. But when she turned back to the window, the creature was gone, leaving only the memory of its malevolent gaze burned into her mind. The sightings continued. The fear gripped the town of Louisiana. Local farmer Ed Hightower had his own encounter one night as he drove down a deserted road near Marzolf Hill. His headlights swept across the road ahead, and for a moment he thought he saw a man crossing the road. But as his truck drew closer, Ed realized with horror that it wasn't a man at all. The creature moved with unnatural speed on 2 legs, its massive frame illuminated by the truck beams. Ed slammed on the brakes, skidding to a halt just as the creature disappeared into the trees. He sat in stunned silence, the only sound the rapid thunding in his heart. The following days saw a group of brave locals armed with flashlights and rifles venture into the woods in search of the creature. Among them was Bruce Hudson, a man determined to get to the bottom of the mystery. As they tracked through the dense forest, the air grew thick with the same foul odor that had haunted the previous encounters. Suddenly, the group was enveloped by a low, guttural growl that seemed to come from all around them. They froze, their flashlights scanning the darkness, but all they could see were the shadows of the trees. Growling intensified, reverberating through the woods, and a sense of impending doom settled over them. Then, as quickly as it began, the sound stopped, leaving only the oppressive silence. By August, The town had descended into a state of near panic. Families kept their children indoors, and no one dared to venture into the woods after dark. But the creature wasn't finished. A group of school children playing near the edge of the forest reported seeing a large hairy figure watching them from a distance. Its glowing eyes pierced through the underbrush, and the children, frozen with fear, could only watch as the creature silently observed them. As the creature took a step forward, one of the children let out a scream, breaking the spell. The group bolted, running as fast as their legs could carry them. When they finally reached the safety of the town, they told their parents of a terrifying figure that had stalked them in the woods. The sightings of Momo gradually faded, but the fear it instilled in the residents of Louisiana, Missouri never truly left. To this day, the stories of Momo are whispered among the locals, a reminder of the summer when something monstrous roamed the woods of the Ozarks. No physical evidence was ever found, and the scientific community offers explanations, from misidentified bears to elaborate hoaxes, or even the power of suggestion, which the scientific community always states. But those who lived through the terror know the truth. Something was out there, something that defied explanation, and for a few short weeks in 1972, it made its presence known in the most terrifying way possible. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. To stay updated with future content, consider subscribing to the channel. I'd love to hear your thoughts, so feel free to leave me a comment below. Let's keep this conversation going. Until next time, take care and keep exploring.